Hey friends, welcome back to OG Universe. Thank you so much for stopping by and taking a look at this video. Today we're focusing on the Mcfarlane Toys DC Direct Page Punchers Aquaman. So this entire wave of Page Punchers is based on Aquaman theme. It's very cool to see this. Aquaman getting some extra love here from Mcfarlane Toys. So the entire wave is, of course, the main man here, Aquaman, Black Manta, Ocean Master, and Aqualad. We'll be taking a look at all those figures, but let's start things off with Aquaman. And I gotta say, after taking this figure out of the package, I'm very impressed. The paint apps on this figure are so well done. Let's just take a look at the head. The hair has a great wash to it along with the beard. He has a fantastic face sculpt, piercing blue eyes. This reminds me definitely Aquaman. Another thing I really like is this tone of gold. It's not this bright, kind of plasticky looking gold. It definitely has like a darker wash to it. It looks so well done. And it kind of fits in what Aquaman would be having, say, in Atlantis. He wouldn't be having this bright popping gold. I think some of the minerals from the ocean would have some effects on it and would differentiate the color and kind of make it a little worn out. But man, it looks fantastic. Only thing I'm not too crazy about is the silver. This silver, I love the accents. I like the way the armor looks on his wrists. This gauntlet looks really great. I'm not too crazy about this because it's so big. This part is loose. This part is glued down, but you do have a nice gap in here, so it doesn't hinder the articulation a lot. It does a bit, but I think a lot of customizers, myself included, I am thinking about maybe popping this off, cutting this off, and just getting rid of that pauldron, but we'll see. But I really do think this figure is quite impressive. And one thing that just blows a lot of Aquaman figures away that we've gotten in the past little bit is this trident. This trident is absolutely beautiful. It is sculpted so incredibly well. This gold, again, very similar to the shade of gold that we got on the belt. It just looks great. I mean, this looks definitely like a high quality action figure. Now, I do want to say a couple things about the packaging. Now, what I really appreciate, you got the actual character on the comic book cover. You got the trading card, you got the display stand, they're all packaged individually, and I really appreciate that cover. Instead of having the same cover repeatedly through 4 figures, each figure has their own representation. Love it, fantastic job. But this, what the heck is this? This to me, of course, is an early prototype. Don't know why they put this figure on the packaging when the actual figure is so much better than this. But this looks to me like and no offense to any Spin Master fans, they do a great job on making action figures for kids, but this looks like a Spin Master figure. Very basic looking, doesn't look good at all. That's the type of gold that I dislike so much and I have to repaint. But this figure, man, didn't have any of this kind of crappy gold, which is great. The silver on the pauldron and the gauntlets, I actually like that better. The darker silver does look a little bit better, but I'm sure we can customize the silver, put a black wash on it, on the action figure, and this will be just fine. So there, packaging, really nice. And again, the figure, overall aesthetics are very cool. I do appreciate all the work, especially on the texturing of his outfit. Definitely feels like he's wearing some coral outfit. Here you see all the mesh, the webbing. It's just fantastic. Really appreciate this attention to detail. I think Page Punchers is like an outlet for artistic impressions to create a different version of a character. And man, they do it so well. Very well done in this entire wave. So let's take a look at Aquaman's articulation. So the head sculpt. The head with the long hair, I like the way they did it. It's a softer material, so it's a bit more pliable. So he can look up, unfortunately not the best. He can look up a little bit, but he does have the side attitude. And of course, 360. Looks good. Ball joints, you have the hinge, butterfly hinge there as well. You got the rotation at the bicep, double jointed elbows, hand articulation, you got the ball joint in there. Now for the abs, he can bend over pretty good. You can get in some cool swimming poses and up. You have articulation at the waist as well, the cut through the abdomen. Ball joints in the legs, double jointed, ratcheted knees, ankle articulation, toe articulation, which is really stiff on this one, and it has a ball joint with rocker motion. Now it's really nice, like the boots have the sculpt that comes down and covers that ball joint. Nowadays they are doing the sculpted ball joint, so it does look really good, but this hides it even better. And then yeah, run down on the articulation, he's great, fantastic looking. The overall impression of this figure, it's damn good, and I'm really impressed with it. We'll bring in a classic Aquaman and take a look at this guy. So this was Mcfarlane Toys' first version of Aquaman, and there's a huge difference in height. So the page punchers, it just seems like they're a little taller on some figures. Some are about equal size, some are taller, but both of these different versions of Aquaman, you can definitely tell, of course, this one, the page puncher, is still Aquaman, but just a little heightened. Got a little bit of extras going on. And I know a lot of collectors are thinking, I want the classic version, the pure version of this character, but I'm okay with this one as well. I think it looks so damn good. The paint's fantastic. The sculpt is really amazing. And when I look at this one, it's a little plain. It is a little plain. The sculpted detail on the coral chest armor looks fantastic. But the legs, you got nothing going on for texturization. The trident, I think, is super weak. Not really impressed by it compared to this one from Page Punchers. But both are really good figures, and both are, they're gonna find a spot in my collection. I really enjoy both of these characters and figures. So let's move them out of the way, and let's just take a little bit of a closer look at this trident, because man, it deserves the hands are a little bit of a pain in the butt to try and loosen, and he only does come with the one set of hands as well. But again, this trident, it is fantastic, so well done. The sculpted detail is incredible on this one. So yeah, I really like it. It's fantastic. Now, one thing I found very odd, these hands, they come out a little too loose on this one for my liking. I mean, you really push that in, it almost has like a suction to it, which is great. But when I've tried, see, it just pops off a little too easy for my liking. Pretty easy to fix though, because if you only come with one set of hands for this figure, you're not getting multiples. Now, let's go back to this shoulder here. So this shoulder, articulation, unfortunately, isn't the best because of this pauldron. But you do have this extra gappage here, which gives you some space for the shoulder. But I think overall, I might just get rid of this entire piece, because I think it would make a little bit more interesting in Aquaman. Or if I decide, let's keep it, because the design on it, look at that, embellishments. It's fantastic, the sculpted detail. Maybe I'll give it a black wash or repaint it with a different kind of silver, just to make it a little less rubbery and plasticky looking. Same with the gauntlets. They do have some really great sculpted details, but just the paint apps on it, it's lacking severely. But overall, this figure is a winner in my opinion. I absolutely love it. I think it looks fantastic. I want to bring a couple extra figures here to take a look at as well. So this is the Page Puncher Superman, and man, this is a huge height difference, which I don't like. Big height difference between these two. This is a customized Superman with a Jim Lee heat vision head, which I think just looks awesome on this figure. But let's bring in another Page Puncher and see how they stand up. So this is the Flash from the Page Punchers wave, and these are a bit more closer in scale, size-wise. And then we also have Batman. Now this is from the Injustice wave. And again, a little bit too small. It's just a little too small, and these figures just don't go well together. So it's kind of a hit and miss on some of the figures. Definitely wish the scaling was a bit more where it should be. But overall, if you're putting this and collecting the entire wave, I think you're gonna have a good time with this figure. He's pretty fun, great articulation, except for that shoulder. The paint job is fantastic. The sculpt is amazing, so I don't think you're gonna be disappointed there. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. We got more videos, more Aquaman stuff from this entire wave coming down the line. Thanks so much for watching.